Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. I am happy to present you a new episode. My name is Caroline, and today's my guest is Lukas Gisler. Yes, and I met him through the Napoleon Hill Institute earlier this year. And I'm really happy that we meet today to have this interview about inspiration. Yes, and I would like you to introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Hi, Caroline. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here. I First of all, I love the name Inspired because it's all about inspiration. We act on inspiration, and if we persist and act with that inspiration, we get what we want always. So I love this name, and to me, I'm Lukas Gisler. I am in the process of becoming an NHI coach, and yeah, I'm 20 years old, so I'm not one of the old ones yet. I'm more one of the younger ones, and so I understand the young people very good, and yeah, exactly. And my mission is to change the school system.
This is a great mission and a really good purpose to have, because I think there is huge potential. Yeah, and thank you so much. And I remember this episode. Yes, we were studying together in the Napoleon Hill Institute, and one of the offers is also the self-confidence camp. I was not attending live at that time, but I watched the recordings and I know you were there. It was at the beginning. And you are an inspiration to me at that age, that you are in the material. Of course, I came across later, I can tell you, I was like, let's say let's say 28, maybe 28, and then I forgot about it for 10 years. So it took another 10 years to start really to make a committed decision and to work on myself every day, to implement the principles, those better than me, of course. Yeah, and let's ask my first question. What inspires you?
What inspires me? That's such a good question. Well, what inspires me is when I'm doing my work, which is writing poems and building things for children and teenagers. I always feel that love. I say love toward God. Uh, you can call it universe, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, universe, whatever you want to call it. I call it God, and I always feel that love towards God. I feel that connection, and this is what it is all about for me, that connection and strengthening that connection in children and teenagers. Because when they feel connected, when they know they are connected, fear is gone. Doubt might sometimes creep in, but fear is gone. And confidence is just rushing into the sky.
Oh. Wow, that's so true what you are telling me. I can really feel it when you speak, that you are, yeah, and the belief in God, and also that the connection thing. And this is why I created this podcast, to connect people. And when you talk about kids and children and teens, then I think about this concept of attachment. When you are born, then normally you attach to your parents or your mother, especially. And for many people, it isn't the case, because the needs were not met when they were a kid, so they got emotionally abandoned, sort of, when the parents were emotionally not available. I read about this recently. So you are the expert for connecting, for re-establish a connection, and then the fear is gone. And you talked about fear, and there is faith as well, both two things we cannot see, but we can choose, of course, which side we want to feed or give our attention to. Yeah,
Absolutely.
want
Yes.
to expand a little on that?
Yeah. Yeah. So I have experienced a form of fear the form of fear very deep, because I have gotten homeless 3 times in my life. One time I I ate a handful of dry oats and one fruit. I stole that fruit from other person's fridge and ate that food for about 8 days. I was in a foreign country. I was in Germany. I had no citizenship. I had no job, no money, nothing. I was absolutely broke. And now when I look back, it is funny. But at that point, it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all. I was surrounded by misery and poverty. It stank everywhere, everywhere. And I can remember that. And the second time I was in the in a hospital at night at about you remember that, Caroline, in the hospital at 11 p.m. I was crying in the lobby. I wasn't even allowed to be in there legally. So the securities were like around me and looking at me, and and then the third time I was in the hospital toilet crying because I had no home. So after the third time, I asked myself, well, I have gone through this now 3 times. I don't want to do this anymore, man. I am sick and tired of that stuff. God, give me something different, man. And at that point, I made a decision that I will never be homeless again. And surprisingly, I was surprised too. At that night, and tomorrow, I was away from there. I was not there again. And so, on the topic of fear, what grew my faith, and faith is not just a God outside here or up in the skies on the clouds with a white beard and saying, you are wrong, you are right. Uh, uh, Faith is about believing, knowing that you are able and that you already have it, what you want. The belief in yourself, in your ability, because God is you, is within you. So I grew with this experience, plus study every day, plus this daily studying of personal development of myself every day. This combined with the experience of that harsh experience, I grew in faith so much stronger. And then I realized that everything that I went through is a blessing, an absolute blessing. Every single thing, no exception.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. You are an inspiration. I cannot emphasize this enough. Yeah, I remember those times we were telephoning at that
Yeah.
time, your second homeless experience. It was not funny and not easy, but you made it. So my question for you is, who inspires you?
Who inspires me is definitely Cleona O'Hara, CEO of the Napoleon Hill Institute. I have many idols, also Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love his character. Um, and I have so many. I really admire Gandhi's faith, that he implanted the mental idea of faith in millions of other Indian people, to even consider sacrificing themselves for the greater good, for the freedom of the Indian people from the British. So I really admire Cleona, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I admire Gandhi. I don't have one big idol, just one. I have multiple ones. Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense. Mhm.
Yeah, I admire basically people that are around me that have what I want, which characters I love.
Mhm.
These are the people I admire.
Wow, this is amazing. And this emphasizes also the importance of surrounding ourselves with inspiring people. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. You name it, Caroline. Absolutely.
thank you so much. Wow. And the next question is, how do you inspire others?
Oh, such a beautiful question. Well, what I have come to learn is, no matter what situation you are in, you can always romance the situation. Now, now to the younger generation, the children and the teenagers, romancing means that you spell a magic over the moment that you live now. That you And you can do that by smiling, making jokes, or just laughing. I mean, just without reason, laugh. You hear me laughing a lot of times for no reason. Why? I just love to romance the moment. I just love life. And this is because you have the power to do that. And I love inspiring others by my work of poetry, by my work that I'm getting into with children and teenagers, and also just everyday life. As an example, yesterday, so today is December 20th, I think. Yesterday, I was in a train station buying a burger. All right, burger with fries, and there was a man in that store there. He just made jokes about everything, and he just laughed all the time, and he was so charming. He was, I think, an American guy in Switzerland, so it made sense somehow. and and you just had to laugh around him. And then I made him a compliment, and he started laughing too. So I do that with my work, first of all, and also just with little things like giving a compliment, giving a smile, praising someone,
Oh,
because so many people they crave that today, just to be appreciated and to be loved.
yeah, that's true. Because I heard this sentence once, the negative comes automatically. So if you do nothing, then the negative
Yeah,
stuff comes. So
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, by the people, or I don't know how, but you have to do something. You have to be the difference and make the difference.
Yeah, this is true.
Wow. So my question about your gifts and talents. What are your gifts and talents?
Such a beautiful question. My gifts and talents. First of all, I'm very good with words, with writing words. I'm very good with that. I am a very empathetic person. I feel I feel very, very much, very much. And um, what I'm also good at is I have that, it ties in with the empathy. I have that sixth sense with other people. When I'm in a conversation, let's say when I'm practicing coaching calls, I somehow always get to a root cause of a problem that the other person has without even putting much hard effort in. It just flows. This also seems to be a talent of mine. And I just love being serving people. I just love shaking hands with people and just making a connection. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember that time when shaking hands was forbidden or so in you're not forbidden but not recommended in this
Yeah,
time,
correct.
like 3 years ago. And here in America, everyone is hugging. It's the same. So it's about the connection. It's feeling the person heart to heart, or a touch, and you feel something. Yeah, feeling
Yeah,
the body. Yes, thank you so much for sharing your gifts and talents. And my last question for today is about if you provide offers and services, and if you have a special offer for the Inspired Podcast community, that would
mhm.
be great.
Yes. So I have an event, a free virtual event coming up that I'm hosting this week on December 22nd until December 23rd. Um, I sent you the link for that. It's a Facebook group. And if you could put that out there somehow, however you do that. And you can join there, all the people to you, young people, also parents. If you have a child and you think your child could need some help, you can put them into that Facebook group, or you can sign up yourself to be in that Facebook group. It's absolutely free. And then you can just get your kids beside you and watch my event with some popcorn, some water made ice with ice cubes, and just enjoy it and learn from it and then apply it. Yeah, so you would be dearly welcome there. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. This is so generous to offer a free event with all your wisdom and knowledge, and especially for parents and children. And together, this is an event for the whole family. I feel it already. So I will
Yeah.
put the link in the show notes, of course, and you can reach out whether to me or to Lukas directly with the code inspired. Then we know you are coming from the podcast, and then you can connect to Lukas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, you can if I might allowed here to share my email.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you can connect me. You can connect to me if you want with the email Lukas with K and then Gisler at 90 at gmail.com.
Okay, I can put this as well in the text. And then, yeah, thank you so much. Wow, this was amazing. You shared so many. Do you have a poem you can read for us, or you want to, or you, because I think you are working on a book as well, or
Yeah, so I have a poem. Yeah, just let me pull up here my Facebook and then I can read a poem to you. Would be
wow.
my pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much. I
My
remember we had everyday poem from you in earlier this year. Wow.
Yeah. So, okay. My father once told me, Lucas, hug a tree. You will feel the energy flowing through you. Then I told him that I'm not a creep like him. Well, turned out I was becoming a creep too, because I began to hug trees also. Today, I went on a walk in nature. The sun was close over the horizon, shining its warming and melting light on my skin from behind the mountains. Every step I took nourished my heart and soul with more life, more strength, more power. When I go to nature, I am very vulnerable because nature is my mother, the mother of creation. Although it might seem crazy, she has helped me very much. She nourished every one of us because she is the creator of our bodies. As I continued with my walk, I saw a tree next to the path that I usually walk over. This time, the path seemed different. Different because something whispered to me from within. Let the tree ground you. I leaned back of my head on the I leaned the back of my head on the tree and touched the tree with my hands, while my back was facing toward the tree so that I was leaning to the tree. I was looking over a saturated green field with the sun smiling its light onto the grass, while the fresh wind gently floated over the grass. I was looking over that grass field and noticed the strong, mighty mountains far away, creating a horizon. The white, fluffy clouds were floating over the heights of the mountains. Birds floating through the winds, they were so close I have my eyes. Letting go, I was myself, letting go to the melody of Mother Nature. Her composition of grace and love, so soothing and nourishing. Just leaning there and flowing with the will and grace of Mother Nature. I opened my eyes and saw just beauty. Everywhere, beauty. As I breathed in the oxygen, I felt fearless, saturated with life, and in my essence. One I was with the tree, united with its serenity and strength. Fused I was with its roots, grasping for the moist and nourishing soil. Rooted I was with its beauty and power. I looked up to the sky and saw the smile of God, the smile that is graceful, loving, and caring, the smile of potential, abundance, and faith.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm speechless. I'm,
Thank you
I'm,
for letting me share.
oh, thank you so much. So this was our podcast episode. Dearest community, are you still there? Listen to it over and over again. This was so beautiful. And see you in the next episode.
Thank you.